Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will begin shortly. At this time, I'd like to direct your attention to the center of the field for a re-enlistment ceremony. The United States Army Cadet Command, Commanding General Major General Antonio Minero will now be re-enlisting Staff Sergeant Mohammed D. Shekaro for his last and final enlisted contract before his pursuit of commissioning as an Army officer. Re-enlistment ceremonies are a time-honored tradition between the officer and enlisted relationship and a binding commitment to the United States Army. Staff Sergeant Shekaro was originally born in Niger in 1992 and previously served in the United States Marine Corps as a 3531 motor transport operator. Since 5 April 2021, Staff Sergeant Shekaro has honorably served as a 68 Whiskey Army medic and is currently stationed at Fort Carson, Colorado, home of the 4th Infantry Ivy Division. Major General Minero will now administer the oath.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Mohammed D. Shekaro,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States
that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States
and the orders of the officers appointed over me,
and the orders of the officers appointed over me,
in accordance with regulations
in accordance with regulations
and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Round of applause. We got to make sure we get a good photo. You guys ready? All right. All right, awesome.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fort Knox, Kentucky. I am Major Michael Britz, your narrator for today's graduation ceremony. At this time, we'd like to welcome all general officers, senior officers, command sergeant majors, and distinguished guests. On behalf of Major General Antonio Manera and Command Sergeant Major Roy Young, thank you for your attendance today. Today's ceremony honors the successful completion of Advance Camp. The graduating unit for today is the 3rd Regiment of Advance Camp, the General George H. Decker Regiment. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Cadet Maxwell Penix from Ohio University. The color guard is comprised of cadets selected from the regiment. They are led by Cadet William Stanley from Western Kentucky University. Also participating in today's ceremony is the 191st Army Band from Camp Parks, California, commanded by Chief Warrant Officer II Daniel Check and Drum Major Sergeant First Class Brandon Bridges. To your far left, you'll see the salute battery, provided by 277 Field Artillery Regiment, 2nd Stryker Brigade Combat Team, 4th Infantry Division from Fort Carson, Colorado. They are led by 2nd Lieutenant Abigail Nelson and Staff Sergeant Dakota Diamond. This ceremony marks the culmination of 35 days of rigorous and intensive training for these young men and women. For them, Advance Camp served as a test of their leadership abilities and their potential to be an officer. They have emerged from this challenge confident in their ability to assume the tremendous responsibilities of being an Army officer. The cadets of 3rd Regiment are now formed in front of you. Each regiment has had the honor of having bestowed upon it a namesake. This namesake is in honor of a general officer whose values and accomplishments represent the best that the Army has to offer. 3rd Regiment has had the distinct privilege of honoring General George H. Decker. General George Henry Decker graduated from Lafayette College with an economics degree and was commissioned as a 2nd Lieutenant in June 1924. He was a professional soldier for 38 years, during which time he commanded at multiple echelons in multiple wars, including World War II and the Korean War, which culminated in his appointment as Chief of Staff of the Army from 1960 to 1962. Some of General Decker's awards include Army Distinguished Service Medal, the Silver Star, and the Legion of Merit. General Decker passed away on February 6, 1980. In honor of their completion of Advance Camp, the cadets from George H. Decker Regiment will be receiving a 3-gun salute in form of a cadet cannonade. In a moment, the commander of troops will bring the units to attention and present arms. The reviewing officer for today's ceremony is Major General Deborah Kutulich, Deputy Chief of Army Reserve. She is accompanied by the host and Regimental Tactical Officer, Lieutenant Colonel Victor Trujillo. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of the official party and remain standing for the rendering of honors to the reviewing officer and the invocation offered by Chaplain Candidate First Lieutenant Jonathan Myers.
I invite you to pray with me. Dear God, we thank you for the gift of life and allowing us to be here for such a monumentous occasion. We are thankful for the success of every cadet that is here today. We thank you for this major milestone in their careers, knowing that they are the one step closer to joining the ranks of many officers before them. I ask that you give them the wisdom to lead with integrity and uphold the Army values. As they prepare to travel, keep them safe. In your name we pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. flags present at today's ceremony are the national colors, the Army field flag, and the Cadet Command colors.
Present the command.
The commander of troops will now bring the unit to present arms.
Bring your units to present arms. Present arms. Present arms. Present arms. Present arms. Detachment. Present arms.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem and remain standing during the firing of the cadet cannonade. We ask that military personnel in uniform maintain their hand salute until the completion of the cadet cannonade. The United States Army ROTC Cadet Cannonade salutes the three pillars of our service to the nation. Duty. Obedience and disciplined performance despite difficulty or danger. Duty requires self-responsibility and selfless devotion. Honor. Encompassing integrity and dedication. Honor is the thread which holds together the fabric of our Army. Country. For which men and women have given their lives. Our country shines as a light of freedom and dignity to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Bring your company to order arms. Order. Order. Arms. Order. Arms. Order.
The Cadet Creed is adopted to instill in Army cadets the values that are critical for successful performance. Cadet Madison Woodkey from the University of Rhode Island will now recite the Cadet Creed.
I am an Army cadet. Soon I will take an oath and become an Army officer, committed to defending the values which make this nation great. Honor is my touchstone. I understand mission first and people always. I am the past, the spirit of those warriors who have made the final sacrifice. I am the present, the scholar and apprentice soldier, enhancing my skills in the science of warfare and the art of leadership. But above all, I am the future warrior of the United States Army. May God give me the compassion and judgment to lead and gallantry in battle to win. I will do my duty. Leadership and excellence, sir.
The greater community of Fort Knox and our national and local service organizations are here to show their support to our future Army leaders. These cadets have demonstrated superior character and service throughout training and will be recognized for their efforts today. Also, we kindly ask family and friends to remain seated during the awards presentation. The awardees will be brought forward immediately following the ceremony for pictures. The AUSA Leadership Excellence Award is presented by Colonel Retired Bill Betson. This award is presented to the top cadet in each regiment as determined by our regimental cadre board. This award is presented to Cadet Jaco Acevedo Salazar from University of Central Florida. The First Command Financial Services Award is presented by Ms. Kristen Manco, a financial advisor. This award is presented to the cadet who best demonstrates the leadership traits necessary to encourage teamwork, improve unit cohesion, and reinforce mission accomplishment. This award is presented to Cadet Emily Drake from University of Georgia. The USAA Warrior Ethos Award is presented by Mr. Richard Villa. This award is presented to the cadet who best demonstrates the Army profession, ethic, and officership while exemplifying the warrior spirit. This award is presented to Cadet Nicholas Leantonio from Princeton University. The Armed Forces Bank Performance Award is presented by Mr. Ron Moore. This award is presented to the cadet that best demonstrates respect for other cultures and people by effectively utilizing the training scenarios to demonstrate their mastery of the cross-cultural competencies needed in complex environments. This award is presented to Cadet Danielle Escabel from University of Texas at Austin. The Army National Guard Association of the United States Excellence Award is presented by Lieutenant Colonel Troy D. Forston. This award is presented to the Army National Guard cadet who demonstrates the most improvement in physical and mental preparedness for commissioning. This award is presented to Cadet Joshua Harrelson from East Carolina University. The Military Order of the World Wars Award is presented by Colonel Retired John Butler. This award is presented to the cadet who best demonstrates the ability to evaluate, analyze, apply, and understand experiences and capabilities to solve tactical problem sets. This award is presented to Cadet Antosh Horovsky from Syracuse University. The Military Officers Association of America Award is presented by Colonel Retired John Butler. This award is given to the cadet that has demonstrated superior dedication to duty by accepting accountability for self and assigned unit through employment of team members, all while applying the fundamentals of leadership. This award is presented to Cadet Anthony Vildosola from Texas Tech University. The Bold Leader Spirit Award is presented by Sergeant Major Retired Robert Moore. Presented to the cadet who best demonstrates appropriate motivational techniques, inspirational leadership, and the spirit of a leader. This award is presented to Cadet Tiffany Jessup from Western Kentucky University. The Magellan Federal Award is presented by Miss Allie Lugan from Performance Expert. This award is presented to the male and female cadet who achieved the overall highest score on the Army Combat Fitness Test. This award is presented to Cadet Andrew Sotka from the University of William & Mary and Cadet Kayla Hurl from University of Idaho. The United States Army Reserve Truman Citizen Soldier Award is presented by Major General Deborah Kutulich. This award is presented to the Army Reserve cadet in each regiment that has distinguished themselves amongst their peers as a top performer and exemplifies outstanding leadership qualities. This award is presented to Cadet Zachary Ray from Arizona State University. The Recondo Award is presented to the cadets who displayed superior individual performance. These cadets were first-time goes of the Army Combat Fitness Test, earning 80 points or more in each event. They were first-time goes in the confidence course, completing 10 out of 10 obstacles successfully. They were first-time goes in completing a 6-mile road march in 90 minutes or less with their regiment. They were first-time goes in the hand grenade assault course, completing the course as an expert. Additionally, these cadets were first-time goes in land navigation, defined as 90% or higher on the written test, and obtaining 7 out of 8 points correctly on the practical course. Lastly, these cadets were first-time goes in qualifying as a sharpshooter or higher in basic rifle marksmanship. Cadets from the 3rd Regiment awarded the Recondo badge have been annotated in your program with an asterisk by their name. At the completion of the ceremony, today's awardees will return to the field for individual congratulations and photo opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving our awardees a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the guest speaker for today's ceremony, Major General Deborah Kutulich, Deputy Chief of Army Reserve.
Good morning, and welcome to all the family, friends, and guests who are joining today's ceremony to celebrate the incredible achievements of the men and women standing out there on the field. Graduation today marks a critical milestone in their pursuit to become the next generation of Army leaders. General Manera, General King, General Davis, other general officers, fellow soldiers, cadets, family, and friends, it's an honor for me to be here today. The fact is, these are the moments that inspire me and renew my own commitment to leading. I know every other senior Army leader feels the same when given this opportunity. Before I address the graduating class, I want to thank the entire Cadet Command staff for your guidance and mentorship to these future leaders. You have an important mission, and I know it's rewarding to see the outcome of your hard work. Cadets standing out there in formation, we are proud of you. Congratulations and thank you. There are more than 335 million Americans in our great nation today, and the fact is, less than 1% has ever worn a military uniform. The United States Army and our sister services provide an invaluable but often overlooked value proposition for the American people. Today and every day, our Army is deployed around the world and here at home, defending the nation, protecting our national security, and setting the conditions for national freedom and prosperity. Each of you has chosen a path to join and prepare for service, protecting our nation as a commissioned officer in the United States Army, the strongest and most powerful Army in the world. I say that with both humility and pride. And let there be no doubt, there are other nations at work who want to challenge us for that title. Knowing that, we can never rest and never take for granted our soldiers, our capabilities, and that title. It is earned and not given. To those of you in the audience today, it takes a tremendous amount of discipline and dedication to get to this point. These cadets have made it through the crucible of advance camp, and they are almost at the finish line. To you cadets, right now, you should be visualizing the career ahead of you, thinking about where you will serve and in what branch. Sustainment, infantry, military intelligence, armor, or any one of the many others. My hope is that you all get your branch of your dreams. But if you're like me, that may not happen. My own start was not what I expected. Focused on becoming an Army aviator and flying helicopters, I worked hard for 3 years. At the beginning of my senior year, in a freak accident, I received an eye injury, and in an instant, my dream to fly evaporated. I didn't have a plan B, so I flipped a coin between signal and ordnance. The coin toss pointed me to ordnance branch with a specialty in tank and automotive maintenance. And I'm happy to report, everything worked out fine. I love sustainment operations and have enjoyed more success than I could have imagined. The message I leave you with is that sometimes things happen that are out of your control. Things that will change the path you thought you were on. You have to be able to pivot. Don't stop, don't get stuck, don't get fixated on what's behind you. Keep your eyes on the horizon and keep moving. Now, in this last year, as you head towards graduation and commissioning, I want you to shift your focus from yourselves and put your energy on the soldiers you will lead as second lieutenants. Prepare yourself in this last year for the mantle of leadership and think about how you are going to inspire others. When you finally graduate and take on that role, your job will be to build and lead capable and cohesive teams. The men and women you will lead are different from the peers you are standing shoulder to shoulder with today. You will have soldiers that are both older and younger than you. They will have backgrounds and education levels as varied as the regions they come from. If you are fortunate to grow up with a loving family, strong role models, supportive coaches and teachers, you will have some soldiers who did not. Understanding who they are and leading with sincerity and authenticity, you will inspire them to achieve more than they thought they were capable of. And when you do that, you will earn their respect and show them and their leaders the multiplying effects a capable and cohesive team can deliver. In this next year, focus on getting ready to take all of your superpowers and lead. Lead by example. I'm sure you've not only heard this, but by now you've likely experienced this, seeing those leaders that you strive to emulate. Soldiers expect their leaders to have strong character, to have moral and ethical standards, leaders who do what's right even when it's hard. Soldiers also expect their leaders to be capable, competent, and committed. In addition, they need to see that their leaders are adaptive, composed, confident, empathetic, and able to display sound judgment. Now, that's a lot, so keep it simple for yourself and be the leader you want to be led by. Live the Army values, and in time, you'll earn the trust of your soldiers. Let me talk really quickly about leadership principles, because over time, like we all do, you'll develop your own set of principles that fit your personal leadership style. In the meantime, I'm going to quickly share the ones that I swear by, the ones that I have on a 3x5 that I carry in my cargo pocket every day. The first one is the parent principle. It's foundational, and it essentially means that you need to be tactically and technically proficient, physically and mentally able, and reliable and credible. The next one is the Peterson principle. This one is simply to have fun, enjoy what you do, and visualize the positive. The Stafford principle. Be value-added, challenge assumptions and constraints, and take reasonable risk. And then the Stotts principle. Reward people for jobs well done. Use frequent and random rewards to recognize those who do good work, and in so doing, they will feel valued. Now, those first four principles I stole from a general officer I worked for over 10 years ago. And by the way, his name was Stotts, that last principle. So I felt obligated to create my own, which I do call the Katulich principle. And it's quite simply getting the very best out of each player on your team. As a leader in the Army, you're going to get a team, and it's your job to make them the A-team. Now, let me wrap this up by saying that within the Army, we often say that the strength of the nation is our Army, the strength of our Army is our soldiers, and the strength of our soldiers are our families. To all of the family, friends, and loved ones here today supporting your cadet, thank you. To all the cadets, nobody gets through this alone. Nobody succeeds alone. Make sure you're thanking those that are here for you and those that are not. Now more than ever, America needs you to stay the course and become part of our powerful and resilient Army, delivering vital capabilities both on the battlefield and in the homeland. You are the future guardians of freedom and democracy here and around the world. Thank you.
perform the ceremonial pass-in review. Please remember to stand and render honors to the nation as the colors pass. At the rear of each company formation is the regimental cadre that provided enduring support and led these cadets to succeed at cadet summer training. Please give them a round of applause. Now passing the reviewing stand is the 191st Army Band from Camp Parks, California, commanded by Chief Warrant Officer 2 Daniel Check and Drum Major Sergeant First Class Brandon Bridges. Now passing the reviewing stand is the Commander of Troops for today's graduation, Cadet Maxwell Penix from Ohio University. Now passing the reviewing stand is Alpha Company, led by Cadet Casey Rittberger from Indiana University. Now passing the reviewing stand is Bravo Company, led by Cadet Jefferson Davis from Morehead State University. Now passing the reviewing stand is the Color Guard, led by Cadet William Stanley from Western Kentucky University. Now passing the reviewing stand is Charlie Company, led by Cadet Namaze Orizu from the University of Kentucky. Now passing the reviewing stand is Delta Company, led by Cadet Daniela Talarico from the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Army song. The words can be found in your program.
Leadership excellence.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the 3rd Regiment Cadet Summer Training 2024 graduation ceremony. As a reminder, this ceremony can be viewed at youtube.com/ArmyROTC. Photos from today's ceremony can be viewed at flickr.com/ArmyROTC. And family and friends, please allow a few moments for your cadets to prepare for departure before joining them at the tents to the right side of the field. There is a white line designating the limit for the family waiting area. Please remain in the waiting area while your cadets come out to greet you. Thank you for attending. Leadership Excellence.